NFL Week 11. I mean, it sure did happen. And you bet I'm about to spend the next 5 to 8 minutes yapping about it. I'm sorry that last week had a couple quality control issues. Adobe Premiere does this really cool thing where it just doesn't export. It just won't do it. It's fine. It's not like I spend $250 a year for it to not do the one fucking thing it's supposed to do. Another Patriots win. I don't even know why I cover these games. I would like to comment on how awesome these Patriots jerseys are, and they're low-key the best ones they have. I was gonna buy a Drake May jersey in the color, but they sold out. I guess I'm gonna have to stick to my $10 Mac Jones jersey I bought off of Amazon 2 months ago, and then I taped Drake May's name to the back. Travion Henderson dropped a humble 3 touchdowns this game, which was insane. I don't have a lot to say. I mean, yeah, the Jets suck. What a surprise. The Dolphins played the Commanders in the NFL's continued trip around Europe. I couldn't believe it, but the Dolphins walked into a football stadium and didn't walk out with a 30-point loss. There's no situation where Marcus Mariota starting for your team is a good thing. The poor Madrid fans who bought tickets months in advance expecting to see Jaden Daniels having to watch Marcus Mariota. It wasn't super high scoring, but it was a close game. I have no idea why the Commanders went for it here. I don't know why you think like the Dolphins are high-powered enough to march down the field and tie it up. This ending was so funny. The Commanders missed a 56-yard field goal. Then Marcus Mariota threw a pick the first play of overtime, and the Dolphins won. The NFL seems to love their international games so much, so here's my proposal. The Plovdiv, Bulgaria game. It'll be played in the backyard of a slumlord's failing development. The audience will be just 2 bleachers of abusive husbands who haven't showered in 3 days. Instead of a national anthem, it's just 2 public speakers going up talking about how much they hate North Macedonia. Bills Buccaneers game did not disappoint. Josh Allen expertly avoided this safety by throwing a shovel pass. One of their white tight ends was injured, so they had to improvise a little bit by throwing to their wide receivers. No one's really talking about this game that much because the Patriots made clockwork out of both of these teams. Baker Mayfield wasn't superb at quarterback this game. Josh Allen won the Bills the game by running it in for a touchdown at the end of the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a decent game. I don't give a fuck about this game because it was a scoregami, baby. Let's go! If you thought that bit was dumb, imagine when my dad, who just got off a 10-hour shift, thinks. This game was not exciting remotely. The Bengals completely fell apart in the 4th quarter. Any slight bit of good football they played went away. I don't have a lot to say. They can't all be good games. This game was absolutely nuts. Bryce Young, after 3 years of showing no signs of being a competent quarterback, turned into 2013 Peyton Manning this game. He had 480 yards and 3 touchdowns, which was a Panthers record. After being down by 14 in the 2nd quarter, they were able to come back. Say what you want, but the Panthers have a winning record. It's insane. In the 4th quarter, the Falcons took out Michael Penix Jr., but Big Kirko still can't cut it. I don't even know what the deal with the Falcons defense is. I don't know how there wasn't a single person in a 20-yard radius after he got past that one dude. The Lions, who are somehow 6-3, played the Vikings. There also isn't a lot to say about this one. It was between 2 average football teams. I think I'm gonna start using my green screen more. I ran out of thumbtacks because I used them all on hanging these t-shirts, so I'm just gonna wear it. I think this is a really good use of it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was another solid game for the Bears. They won it on a field goal, which is nice. Say what you want about the Bears, they've been getting it done. A riveting 13-16 Texans-Titans game. When you watch the highlights, the sounds of Davis Mills is significantly louder than anyone in the audience. I think there was genuinely 11 people at this game in attendance. You know, Davis Mills might be him. We don't know yet. He has a very bright future getting traded to the Jets for a 4th-round pick and getting wasted. He actually did lead a game-winning field goal drive, which was pretty impressive. At this point, the Titans are just playing for the 1st overall pick. This is bad. This was a very hyped match, and I was able to show this by not watching the game. The Rams walked on the field dressed like moldy bananas. Sam Darnold had a rough start to the game, but he got it going at some point. I'm gonna say this is my NFL play of the week. Look at this one-handed catch. This was awesome. The Seahawks just really struggled in the red zone, and that was the reason they lost. It took until 2 minutes into the 4th quarter before they could finally score a touchdown. Sam Darnold had a chance to lead a little game-winning drive, and he did all right. I mean, I don't think setting up a 61-yarder is great. This field goal wasn't even close. You know, some weeks all of the games are blowouts, and I honestly prefer it to this week. All of the games this week were like 16-17. At least when they're all blowouts, I have more jokes to make. Luckily for the Ravens, Lamar Jackson is back so they can become a functioning football team once again. When you ask the Ravens defense what's their last name, but Lamar Jackson ain't responding. Myles Garrett might be the saddest person on the planet. He is probably the best D lineman in the NFL, and he's on the Cleveland Browns, who do literally nothing for him. If Myles Garrett was on the Cowboys, they would go 17-0 every single year. Shadur Sanders made his first NFL appearance. I tell her bust down my AP. Perfect timing. He may have busted down his AP, but his timing was far from perfect. I'm actually deleting this YouTube channel after this. Another game too close to skip, but too boring to cover. The GOAT of football, Jameis Winston, got to play again. I'm so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow, to be in true football weather. No matter how much I love Jameis Winston, it didn't translate to great football. I've watched the Packers a lot this season. I really can't tell how good they are as a team. Side note, these helmets are so funny. Man, Jameis Winston was so close to a game-winning drive, and then he just messed it up. Chargers, Jags, this will be a good game. I bet it'll tell us a lot, too. I really don't know how to pin down the Chargers on how good they are as a team, but maybe this power ranking will help. Last week, I didn't get a single comment about my power rankings, which means it was 100% accurate. Any criticism that isn't followed by a $250 donation will not be listened to. If you have anything to say, let me know. I read all of your comments, and I'll pin the best comment. You know, I don't know how being pinned on the top of a Yoshi video is enticing, but it might be. You know, I spent all my time on this channel shitting on the Broncos, so I think it's finally time I give them some credit. You know, I was actually at this game, which means it's the second ever live recorded Yoshi analysis.
This was a toughie. They move a lot faster in this round. But you got this, Nate. All right, is it two or three? He wants help, Broncos. 1, 2, or 3.
No! Yeah, that joke was really fucking funny, past Josh. Last week, I talked about how the Broncos defense wouldn't be able to stop Patrick Mahomes, and I am happy to say they actually did stop Patrick Mahomes. They did a very good job at it. Don't get me wrong, your offense still has a lot of room to grow, but this is a very solid game. Also, with how good this defense is, their offense doesn't need to be that explosive. They just need to get the job done, which they were able to. But also, for being at this game, the amount of flags was egregious. This is the week I'm starting to realize NFL teams started playing defense. People don't really talk about how good the Eagles are because it's kind of just a given, but I still think they are the best team in the league. It's the same thing as a lot of the other games. The teams just couldn't get things going at the start. Before the end of the second quarter, Jared Goff was able to throw a passing touchdown. Unfortunately, he did miss the extra point. Now, you might be wondering, Yoshi, how are you gonna hate on somebody missing an extra point? You probably couldn't do it. Oh, yeah? No, I know this seems like something more from a horror movie than like a funny video. I had to go to this abandoned high school near my house. Oh my god. Alright, fine. Maybe I can't be an NFL kicker yet. Whatever. 49ers Cardinals happened, and I almost forgot it, but I need to cover it still. Brock Purdy made his triumphant return, which means Mac Jones mania has officially ended. It's pretty impressive how good the 49ers are despite being completely injured. This game was pretty much never close. It was a blowout the entire time. Brock Purdy hate is so forced. I'm sick of the hate. I'm still fully confident with my take that if the Cowboys had Myles Garrett, they would be 17-0. Geno Smith's fall off this year is so funny to me. I'm not an NFL analyst. Can anyone tell me if it's the Raiders' fault or Geno Smith's fault that he's terrible? Regardless, the Raiders low-key have problems everywhere. Ashton Genty just isn't that good in the NFL. This was a really bad play, man. I mean, you know you're a bad team when you're getting blown out by the Cowboys. Alright, I hope your football thirst is quenched. See you next week.